Welcome back to J&S Daily Drives, everyone. My name is Jacob, and today we're going to be taking an in-depth look on the 2015 Audi RS5. Now, the RS5 is one of the unique models that Audi offers in North America. In Europe, they offer the RS6 as well as a few other models, whereas in North America, at the time, the RS5 and the RS7 were the only two RS cars that we were given. The RS7 being a longer coupe-like sedan, and the RS5 being a full-blown coupe sports car. In today's video, we're going to go over the exterior, talk about the interior, see what the thing is like to drive, and tell you all about the ins and outs of the RS5. Now we start at the front of the RS5, where it is a little bit different than a normal A5 or S5 model. The grille is much larger to allow for more air to cool that massive V8 in there, along with a more aggressive front splitter down there and more aerodynamic features down below as well. Much wider wheel arches are present on the RS5 compared to the A5 and S5. This car is also a little bit lower than the A5 and S5, but not by a whole bunch. I think the front end is very aggressive. We have the beautiful LED headlights integrated within the front. Overall, the front end a lot more aggressive than the A5 and S5. Now on this model of RS5, we have the optional satin black wheels. They're 20 inches, they look very good, and contrasted against the red brake calipers along with the clover-like caliper design that helps to cool them a little bit better. This looks perfect in this spec. Now we come to the rear of the RS5, where things are a little bit more different and noticeable than the other changes around the car. Obviously we have the RS5 badging there, along with an active rear wing that pops up at around 70 miles per hour. There's actually a button in the center console that you can have it popped up as well. Looks very good. You have the nice diffuser down there, helps with aerodynamics. And one thing about RS cars that is different than every other Audi model is the massive oval exhaust. If you look inside, you can actually see the dual tips on either side, but they're absolutely gigantic and they give off an amazing sound. In terms of rear cargo space in the Audi RS5, it is quite substantial. Because this is an understated sports car, it has a lot more room in the trunk for various things. The seats also fold down in the rear to access more storage. Right here is the storage of the trunk, just regularly like so, and right here is with the seats folded down. Not going to hop in because we have a little bit of camera gear back there and it looks like it was freshly cleaned. Another easy feature that is kind of cool, and I wish more cars had this, is the ability to fold down the seats just by pulling this latch here and pushing on the seat. Right there, the seat folds nice and easily like that. 2018, the Audi RS5 got a complete facelift and a complete drivetrain change. That being said, this car has a 4.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 that is actually the 5.2 liter V10 from the Audi R8 with just the top cylinders taken off. So this car redlines at 8,300 RPM. That's crazy. Let's take a look at that 4.2 liter V8. Here it is, the 4.2 liter V8. As you can see, this car has the carbon fiber engine cover, which makes it absolutely glisten when you have the hood open. This car is in immaculate condition. I love the layout of this engine. It's a very clean engine bay. With the red here and the carbon fiber accents there, this is a serious car. I think we should hear how it sounds. over the exterior, heard how the engine sounds, gotten that mean exhaust clip. Let's go for a drive. So the Audi RS5 is one of very few RS models to have come to North American markets. You have the RS4, the RS7, this RS5, the new RS3, and the new RS5. But in Europe, you have many other models, including the RS6, which is my personal favorite. But this is a pretty good car, to say the least. Put it into manual mode. Let's go. With the red line at 8,300 RPM, it just keeps going. You don't think that you can keep going because you're so used to other cars that have to shift at 7,500. But when you have a red line at 8,300 RPM, it kind of blows your mind a little bit that, wow, I can keep going. That's something that is so crazy to me that, drop some gears. 8,300 RPM, just like that. It's insane. This engine, as I said, is a 4.2 liter V8 producing 450 horsepower and 319 pound-feet of torque, compared to the S5, which produces 333 horsepower and around the same amount of torque. This thing is definitely faster. It's definitely worth the premium over the S5. Now that engine is mated to a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission that shifts very quickly, and when you're shifting through the gears hard, it's so fast, so immediate, gives you a nice pop from the exhaust. But if I put it into comfort mode, it's so easy. You don't feel them at all because it's dual clutch, it's preloaded, it's ready to go, and it's not clunky at all like a lot of dual clutches are. This one is very refined, and I like that a lot. Oh, that sound is amazing. In terms of ride quality on the RS5, it is a little bit lower than the S5 and the A5, but this does have adaptive suspension. So if I go over to individual mode on the screen here, you go set individual, I can change all of these different things to make it easier, more comfortable for me to drive the car. Personally, I like keeping it in individual with all the dynamic settings, or just simply putting it into dynamic. It makes it loud, it makes it just way more fun. There's something about Audi's RS cars, they're loud, they're brutal, they're raw. Like, this is a raw V8, and a lot of people miss that in the new car because it's a twin turbo V6. This sounds so much better than the new car. Sure, the new one pops and stuff, but the new one doesn't do that. So now we're going to see how the RS5 compares to some of its competitors, like the Mercedes C63 and the BMW M4, by putting it through a couple of corners. Now this car is quite heavy. It's right around 4,000 pounds. It does have quattro all-wheel drive, so it is going to tend to understeer just a little bit, but we'll see. We're going to come up to these twisty corners, show you what it's like. Turn-in's nice. The steering is very direct. I love that about this car. The steering is just so precise. You know exactly where the car is going to be, and you have a lot of power when you come out. And then you're on to the next corner. It's just like that. There's a tiny bit of body roll, but you don't really feel it because this car is built so well that you don't feel things like that. But it does corner extremely well, and I'm very impressed by that. It helps having the sport rear differential as well as the limited slip differential in the front to help with various things that affect the way this thing handles. Let's talk about ride comfort on the 2015 RS5. If I have it in dynamic, it stiffens it up. It's really harsh, but I like that because when you're going around corners, you want it to be firm, be able to feel your way through the corner. But if you want it to be, you go and put it into comfort mode and put the transmission into regular drive, and it's so easy to drive. It's just like every other car. It's pretty smooth. The seats are actually really comfortable, and they hold you in really well. They have good side bolstering, but not too huggy to the point where it's really uncomfortable. I like the way that these seats feel, and the overall driving experience of this car when you're just driving it normally, it's very smooth. really feel the bumps, but like I said, when you put it into dynamic or individual with dynamic, you feel them. And one of the biggest things of German car companies especially is build quality, and the Audi RS5 is no exception to that rule. Everything in here is extremely well built, well put together. The shift knob feels great. We have the beautiful carbon fiber accents along the center tunnel here, along with the inserts on the doors. It looks great, it feels great. I love the flat bottom steering wheel. The paddles have good actuation to them. You know, it's just a nice place to sit. Everything is built so well. The doors are nice and heavy. It gives you that nice, well-built feeling. I've got, you know, a little bit of storage here and there. The back seats actually fit real people, which is a big plus, because a lot of back seats in two-door cars, they're so small that you really can't do anything with them. You can kind of just throw stuff back there. But you've got lots of trunk space. You've got lots of space in the rear. You have door pockets here. You have two cup holders. One of them is pretty small, but one of them works really well. Glove box. Everything in here is very well built. Now, obviously, it's not going to have all the bells and whistles that the new Audis have with the Audi virtual cockpit, so on and so forth. But I do love this car. I love the way it's built. I love the way Audi is putting these cars together, and I love this carbon fiber trim. It's wonderful. A couple cool features that come with the RS5 are a couple of standard safety features, including blind spot warning, front and rear parking sensors, a rear backup camera, adaptive cruise control. It's all very nice. It feels good. You know, it's nice having a car that is fast and all and makes sounds like that, but having a car like that with all of these safety features is huge. It's such a big deal, and I love that Audi's putting that stuff in their cars, because it means that they really care about your safety and not just going fast in a straight line. Now, before we go on with the rest of this review, I have to say a special thank you to Norm and the rest of the International MOTORCARS team for making this possible. A lot of these videos wouldn't be possible without the dealerships that help out and provide these cars for me to film. And International MOTORCARS has provided me with some of the best when it comes to performance, you know, electric cars with the Tesla and this performance RS5. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd do, so special shout out to you guys. Link below in the description is their website, along with the link to that RS5, which is for sale right now. Go check them out. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video on the Audi RS5. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. We'll see you next time. I'm spinning outside,